Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of Free Sample of the Week. Westwood have dropped another Roots virtual instrument, Roots being their series of free virtual instruments that work within Contact Player 7. It will require the 7th version of Contact Player, as it says in the tech specs. Now, they've already released Untold Strings. We've done a whole video on that. Highly recommend those lovely strings. But today we're looking at Drifting Winds, which is 5 solo woodwinds beautifully woven into a melodic cluster of sound. It looks like a free version or a patch from their Solo Winds Untamed library, but the link is in the description for this. Let's now move into Contact Player 7 and check out these sounds. So right at the top, you do have 5 different snapshots: Dark Days, Drifting Winds, Shimmer Synth, Solo Flare, and the Answer. A couple of different macros, very similar to the Untold Strings. We've got attack, release, filter, bit of grit, some echo, reverb, shimmer, pitch, and the flare, to me, it kind of opens up, make it sound a little bit more ensemble, while if you bring it down to 0, sounds a little more solo and closer. But you'll see what I mean in a second. But let's just jump in and start playing through some of these presets. Absolutely gorgeous. I love just the organic nature of this. This library is very paddy. You'll find it's not good for solo woodwind. You have a fifth that it kind of goes between. So when you hit one note, you'll hear it shift up a fifth. There we go. And I kind of wish you could turn that off, but I understand this is completely free, and doing that, you're probably giving away too much. They're just teasing you with this, but that is consistent throughout all the patches. It's just how they change the macros. But Dark Days is definitely probably one of my more favorite ones. Now, Drifting Winds, this is more of a raw sound. Again, I feel this would be good for underscoring, but it's easy to lose control of it with those fifths kind of going a bit all over the place and sometimes out of the key you're playing in. Now that's Drifting Winds, Shimmer Synth, where they kind of overload the shimmer on this one. You, of course, can tame it a little bit if you feel it's too much. But still, a nice organic sound. Solo Flare. And last but not least, the Answer. A little bit quiet, but you can see on this one they've overloaded the grit to 100%. So that gives you that overdrive sort of effect that you can tame a bit. And of course, you can mess around this with yourself and make your own sort of presets. I feel Drifting Winds is a good foundation. That's kind of everything at 0, and you can just go in and add some echo. Take your reverb down if you really want, add a little bit of grit and shimmer. But I just love that beautiful texture and the stereo feel that you get with this library. Definitely not something I'd have at the forefront of a piece, but just to create that texture in the backgrounds. Dark Days is definitely my favorite, and I feel I want to just pitch that up a little bit. But nevertheless, a beautiful addition from Westwood. Really enjoying this series, and I'm looking forward to what they do next. We've got strings, we've got winds, maybe some brass. I don't know. It did take them a while to come out with this second issue, but I'll definitely let you know when the next one comes out. But I've hoped you've enjoyed this video. Is this a library you see yourself using, and what for? But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.